Let's make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal. Go. Six. It's beautiful. Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Start your day with a jolt of energy and no-holds-barred opinions. This is The Rush, where Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bring you bold, unfiltered, and uncensored takes on sports, life, and everything in between. Buckle up and let's go.
It's going to be a hot weekend, man. Get ready to just bake in the sun, so prepare for it. We're going to start the heat this morning with the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. I'll explain that little flub up in a second. If you're listening on the radio stream or the audio stream at therushradio.com, thank you so much. If you're listening on the app, good to have you here. YouTubers, subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave your comments, and, of course, follow us on our social media channels. Ross, I'm off my game today.
What's up? Yeah, dude. So you did two things. First of all, you very rarely do you stumble like that. But also, I always love how when you start the show every day at 6 a.m., it doesn't matter what our conversation has been leading into it. And I've seen this for years. Man, when 6 a.m. hits, you're consistent with that energy. And I have always said that's the magic that you have that I've seen with the best broadcasters. That's the one common thread of all the best broadcasters I've worked with in my life. When the
lights go on, you show up.
And it's not an act. It's not an act. It genuinely is. Man, I love being here. I love doing this.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret.
Yeah, but I heard.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Just you and me.
Just me and you. Yeah.
I did something last night I haven't done in a long time. I went on a bender.
Did you really?
I went on a bender.
No way.
Yeah, big bender last night. Not just an alcohol bender, but a food bender. And I am just not myself. Okay.
Oh, buddy, what can we? So let's go back to last night. First of all, I didn't know any of this. You didn't tell me anything.
You
were waiting for this.
You know what?
You thought
you the air. Yeah, I saved it for the air. That's what I did.
Love you. So
I mentioned that Pat was coming over last night. My good friend Pat, who you also walked the Camino.
Love Pat. Yeah, wonderful man.
So, I'm excited. Pat hadn't been over for a while. His daughter's flying in from New York, so he's going to stay here for at least 3 hours because that's how long of a flight it was. So, we were preparing dinner, and I told Anjanette we found this Portuguese white wine that I really, really liked over the weekend. And I had a glass of it. I don't drink a lot of white wine, but I loved it. She bought a case of it. Okay, she bought a case of the wine. Now, she went to Trader Joe's, and it was like $4.99 a bottle, so it's not like a case of wine costing that much money. But all of a sudden, I've got one of my Zen packs in, and then Pat brings cigars. So then I'm like, man, I haven't had a cigar in like 2 years, so why not? Why not have a cigar? Now we're about 4 bottles of wine in, and I'm just like, oh. I woke up in the middle of the night. My mouth was so dry. My head, I forgot about, white wine and the sugar in the white wine. Throw that on top. Owen came over last night, grilled these pork chops, those Iowa chops that are like, an inch and a half thick. And then, I've got all this alcohol and sugar and cigar and Zen. And then I look into the freezer. And you've never told me about these. I learned about these from Brooks Reynolds over the last week because he posted it on Facebook. I've never heard of a Thelma's ice cream sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
Buddy. Oh, buddy.
There's some in the freezer right now.
Yeah. So, they're now in Costco. So
They are?
Oh, yes. They are in Costco. And so my wife got a 10-pack of the Snickerdoodle ice cream sandwiches from Thelma's last night. I'd never had one before, so I topped the night off with a glass of white wine, which I shouldn't have had that final glass, and a Thelma's ice cream sandwich. My body has not experienced that in a long, long time. A long time. And it was not a healthy night for me. Not a healthy night.
Dude, you blew my mind there. The little Des Moines Thelma's ice cream sandwiches are in Costco?
They're in Costco, and they're in like
cow.
they're in the Iowa Costco's. I think I know they're in the Nebraska Costco's. I believe they're in like Illinois, Michigan, Minnesota.
When I was in Costco the other day, I got my Black and Bold coffee. I saw that, and there's another Des Moines company. I'm like, good job, fellas.
Well, and credit Costco for reaching out
Yes.
and going, taking some of these local flavors and making them somewhat regional and helping them expand. Now, I'm sure they beat the crap out of them on price.
Yeah, what Costco does, right?
But if you're selling a massive amount of volume, you should be able to make up for
And
that.
I'll tell you this, the stuff that I hear and read, Costco isn't nearly as manipulative on that stuff as Amazon. And you want your stuff to be on Amazon, your Jeff Bezos will destroy you.
Yeah, you're making like it
pennies.
Pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
Pennies, you'd like your margins to be 15, 20, 30, maybe 40% if you could. Yeah, and Walmart's kind of the same way. I mean, if you want to get in Walmart, you got to go to their price structure. And some people just say, I'm out of the Walmart game because I can't sell it for less than I make it.
All right, so I got a couple questions for you because the pork chop, is that kind of off the diet?
No, that's actually perfect.
Okay.
The wine not very good.
It was the wine with it. Okay.
The corn on the cob not very good for that. A lot of carbs in the corn. And the ice cream sandwich with the two snickerdoodle cookies not good.
Yeah.
But you combine all that with the cigar.
And you haven't done it in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't done it in a long time. I'm sitting here going, I think I put on 10 pounds last night.
This was my excuse for the East High Golf Classic. I don't get drunk anymore. I was drunk by like 9:30. I was drunk before I walked up to the first tee box.
And I can't tell you the last time I had a really good buzz going. I had more than a buzz last night. And it was... Now, the good thing is...
Did you have the gummy?
In my own home.
Throw a gummy in, too, to top it off?
I don't have any gummies right now. I probably should have, but I had no problem sleeping last night. You're like, did you sleep fine? Oh, and when I said, I slept fine last night.
You did. Yeah, because yesterday we both were like, man, didn't sleep good. I had a hard time falling asleep last night, but I slept like a rock once I got there.
Now, to be honest... To get to sleep, I had to have like one foot on the floor.
So it wouldn't spin?
Bro, it wouldn't spin. I'm like, I also, because I laid down and I'm like, I don't. And my wife's, taking a shower. And I'm like, if I run in there and puke right now, she's going to be really mad at me. So I like, okay, got one foot on the floor. Breathe. Just breathe. Just breathe.
In with the bad. In with the good, out with the bad.
Yeah.
In with the good, out with the bad. I'm getting better with every breath. Every breath, I'm getting healthier.
And if I'm going to blame one thing, I should blame the wine, but I think it's the cigar that put it over the top. That thing just lingers. Yeah.
I'm not a cigar fan. Never have been.
Well, I don't mind them every now and then. It's just I haven't smoked one for like 2 years. And I used to be, I went through phases where, everybody's smoking a cigar. Like, I'll smoke a cigar. I kind of got away from it because it wasn't that big of a deal. And Pat shows up with like a half a humidor. Which one do you want? It's like an assortment.
I do it with everything else. I think guys that smoke cigars are douches.
Wow.
I do, dude. I think that it's like you're trying to be really cool. You're trying super hard. You don't want to do drugs. You don't want to do drugs because you're too big of a chicken shit to do that. So you're going to pretend. You don't even smoke a Marlboro. You're too big of a pussy to smoke a cigarette. So instead, you gotta don't even inhale it.
Was I a douche last night on my back patio for smoking a cigar where nobody could see me except my buddy who's also smoking a cigar?
Again,
I'm a douche.
And I love Pat. I love Pat dearly. One of my favorite humans. Truly. Douche move.
Wow.
Douche move. Sorry.
So it's my own fault then because I was a douche that I feel like crap today.
And S. Williams says he loves cigars. There are people that truly enjoy them. It's something I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy the taste of them. I've never once had a puff of a cigar and been like, oh yeah. Now I've puffed on other things and said, whoa, that tastes good. but never with a cigar. Was I like, oh yeah.
Now, do you like the smell of a cigar?
No.
Really?
You know what? No, but you know what, dude? Here's a fun one. At church last weekend, my old Little League coach, Tommy Vale, goes to church with me. And we got to talking about all sorts of fun stories about how when I started catching, and there was a kid that was older than me. His name was Doug Foster, and he was a catcher. He was a big kid. He was a catcher. His dad, Ron, was an amazing guy. He was the Little League umpire. Our entire life, Ron Foster was the Little League umpire. He smoked a pipe, like an old school
corncob pipe, or was it like one of those?
The Sherlock Holmes. I don't know what you call that. What do you call the Sherlock Holmes pipe?
Oh, he had one of those. I know what you're talking about.
Went down like that and had a big wall, and he'd sit down like this and talk. And he had
he smoked that pipe while he was umpiring?
Man, I feel like he was packing bowls between innings in my mind. But I don't know. I don't know for sure, but I remember the smell of it. And I always liked the smell of Ron Foster's tobacco.
I went through a pipe phase one time.
Did you really? I've never even. My grandpa, when Grandpa Schipple died, we found a whole bunch of those Sherlock Holmes tobacco pipes, and I've never even smoked on one. Is it like? I can't imagine it's like a cigarette, but I guess that's got to be the closest thing to what.
Well, I don't think you inhale pipe. You don't inhale that either.
You don't inhale that tobacco either? That's more like a cigar?
It's more like a cigar.
I didn't know that.
But a cigar, even though you don't inhale, you can get a pretty good buzz from a cigar. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's
probably just that stuff in your mouth soaking into your bloodstream.
Yeah. And then they have a Velo pack in between your cheek and gum at the same time. Not a healthy thing to do. I don't think my blood pressure was good last night. I know my blood alcohol content wasn't good last night.
It was good. It was good. Better than it's been in a long time.
Had a lot of fat within my bloodstream last night. Thank God for the pork chop. It's the only healthy thing I ate. But I didn't know. But going back to Thelma's, they started at the Des Moines Farmers Market. I mean, that's where they started.
Dude, not long ago. I bet you and I were on the air when they started together.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I bet we were. Yeah, not long ago, dude. They have been a crazy rise.
This isn't it's a personal endorsement. They don't advertise, but I will say this: one of the best snickerdoodle cookies I've ever had, and the ice cream they had in the middle, spectacular ice cream.
Rabbit hole time?
Yeah, rabbit hole time.
Thelma lived to be 108. Born and raised in Monroe. Monroe. I said Monroe. And it's Monroe.
Well, I don't
it's
know.
Monroe in Louisiana. It's Monroe. Great grandma Thelma loved playing the piano and baking for her family. She was famous for her snickerdoodle cookies, and we used them in a variation of the original recipes. The company was started in 2012. Thelma passed away in 2013. So she at least got to see them make these ice cream sandwiches and start to sell them at the farmer's market. 2012, my mom and I started making ice cream sandwiches with my great-grandma Thelma's snickerdoodle cookie recipe. We sold them in a little push cart at the local farmer's market in Des Moines. Our customers couldn't get enough. Now we're delighted to share Thelma's cheeky spirit and delicious treats with customers across the country. I had no idea that they had blown up to that level, dude.
So my question is their manufacturing plant in Des Moines? Are they manufacturing those here?
I thought they made them over there on the east side. I don't think that building that I'm familiar with is big enough to.
I was going to say,
be churning out
for Costco now, you probably got to farm that out a little bit, right?
I would think so. Man, what an interesting little rabbit hole. This is fun. I knew they'd started not long ago, but 2012, we would have been on the air together, Travis. You and I were doing sound off at that time.
Yeah, we would have been. I think you had just moved into the morning show chair. Did I do a show 2 years with Tim Fisher? I can't even remember how long Tim Fisher and I did a show together.
Yeah, several, because you did a couple years with Joe Quinn as your producer. Well, you did a couple years where you guys churned through everybody. Yeah, we've talked about that a lot.
Yeah. Now we're just to the point where we don't have a producer because people can't work with me.
I'm the only one.
Yeah, Ross is the only one that will sit here with me and put up with me.
I was talking about what a good friend you are last night.
You were not.
I swear to God, I was.
Who are you talking to? Why do you lie to people all the time?
Yeah, right. No, I was telling the story about a meeting that we had one time. I remember I was on speakerphone. I was up in Wisconsin at my cousin's cabin, and we don't get very, very good cell service, so we had to take the four-wheelers to this spot. So I'm on speakerphone, and my cousin could hear it. So I have a witness that you said this. We were on with some of our people, and we knew that changes. This was about 5 years ago. This was after we'd been fired and rehired, and we were having a meeting. Do you remember this? And they said, "Hey, changes are going to happen again. Like we can keep the dogs at bay for so long. The industry's crumbling. People are going to be fired." And you were like, "Hey, I got to go. But before I get off this call, I just wanted to be clear to everybody. You guys ever fire Ross? I'm walking out with him." And my cousin was like, "What?" And I just kind of sat there and shook my head. And the guy's like, "All right, man, talk to their Trav."
No, I didn't walk out with you the day you got fired, but we put a plan together to
try
to walk out.
Right. Mick says Tim left the show around November, December of 2013. That would seem right.
Jesus, Mick, the fact that you remember that is impressive.
Amazing.
It shows you how long you've been listening to the show, which is why he wears the Rush gear everywhere he goes. You're thinking.
I am. Am I remembering? I think Mick's timing is right. That they announced that you and I were going to do Sound Off before I was just your producer.
Yeah.
And I think that might have upset Tim.
Well,
I don't know why. That just all went through my head. Like that 3-month period just flashed through my brain of we were announced as the Sound Off team. He was still your co-host on the morning show. I was the producer of that show, and you and I were doing our own thing on WHO.
That in Tim's wife, now ex-wife, had got a job in like Houston or something.
They were moving to Houston. That was what it was for Houston. That was why his time came to an end at Cakes. No, but I just remembered that. I wonder if that was hard. Anyway, stupid things run through my head. I was just like, I wonder if that was hard for Tim. That would have hurt me. That would have hurt me if I'm your co-host in the morning. Then all of a sudden they were like, "Hey, Travis, you and another guy are going to go do this fun project on the side. That's a really cool opportunity." I'd be like,
I mean, yeah, but do you think that hurt his feelings, or do you think the fact that you were a producer / really a co-host in the morning?
Maybe. The Thelma's thing is neat, man. I'm glad you found the Thelma's. I'm sorry that it added to a tough morning for you.
No, I mean, the problem is, they come in a box of 10, right?
And once you open it, you can't refreeze them.
I actually thought about having like a second one left. I'm like, well, I've had one. Why not one more? I didn't do it, but it crossed my mind. I'm like, oh, this is really good. I haven't had unhealthy food in a long time. This is why we get fat. This is why I was 255 pounds a couple of years ago, and now I'm like back at it. And I got a new suit yesterday, so I'm hoping that I can button it today. I'm like, God, did my gut grow like 4 inches to where I won't be able to button the suit today? I have to go to a wedding tonight. I'm like, yeah, I got a new suit, but it doesn't fit.
I thought about taking your lead and getting a seersucker.
That's what I got yesterday. It's beautiful. I'll take a picture of my wife and I will take a picture of ourselves tonight.
I'd appreciate that.
Show how we're
right. And I want to clarify a joke that obviously I wasn't clear about. Ryan, I do freeze my Thelmas. What I was joking about is once you open the box, you just want to eat all 10.
Yes.
That was the joke there. It's like, well, you can't refreeze them. You got to eat them.
Oh, but you gave me a good idea. Is take the Thelmas out. Say you took two Thelmas out, and you let it sit for like a half hour. You put it in a bowl.
That's what I was just thinking.
And then you crush it up, and you've got yourself one hell of a dessert.
Then you pour it into the blender.
Ooh, a Thelma's shake.
Throw a little bit of milk in there.
Damn, Ross, you got the good ideas.
I do that with we like doing like fruit. You know what I mean? I like having, if we've got raspberries or strawberries or something, and then doing ice cream, float. That's fun. Easy.
Now you're making me hungry again.
I'm
hungry.
Yeah. Spent too much time Googling the Thelmas here. I'll tell you that. Algorithm's going to get onto me. I have so many fun rabbit holes for you on a Friday today, dude. I found one right before we came on that I was just like, oh, I didn't know. I found an entire treasure trove of rabbit hole. Now, I have a couple different rabbit holes, but I've got one specifically that everybody is going to be like, no way. Maybe people know about it. Maybe people know about it.
Well, now I'm waiting with bated breath here.
You want to know about it? You want to know?
I want to know about it.
Because once you know about it, you can't unknow about it.
Uh-oh.
No, it's not bad like that, I promise. All right, where was the Houston? We have a Hall of Famer. That was my headline. That was
I like it. I like it. I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
This is from clicktohouston.com. Houston helped bring Toro to life.
You mean Toro the lawnmower?
No. I mean Toro, the Texans mascot, who has recently been entered into the Mascot Hall of Fame. That's a thing.
It is a thing.
You knew about the Mascot
Hall of Fame.
I love this. I love that you knew about the Mascot Hall of Fame. Do you know what the requirements are for the Mascot Hall of Fame?
I don't. I remember, God, this might have been 3-4 years ago. You were still doing the afternoon show, and I think we did a morning show breaking down the Mascot Hall of Fame.
No kidding. Then this isn't the treasure trove I was hoping for. Then
well,
never mind.
It always is, because I need my memory restocked, because I forget what the requirements are. I just thought it was weird that you would put it in inflatable. There were some in there that I'm like, you're not a Hall of Famer,
dude. They're all. Come on. There's some. I wanted you to finish that. There's some of them in there that you go, wow, I don't think I can take this thing serious.
I mean, when you think of, the leader in the Mascot Hall of Fame has to be the San Diego Chicken, right? I mean,
I got news for you. If
you're telling me the San Diego Chicken is not in the
Mascot
Hall
of Fame, we're gonna have to do some searching. We're gonna have to do some searching, because in the searches that I did not find the San Diego Chicken. I didn't know if you said who's the Texans mascot.
I wouldn't have been able to say Toro.
No idea.
I didn't know that.
No idea. No idea. Didn't know they had a mascot. Don't know why a lot. I mean, sometimes they're kind of funny, right? So that led me the article led me to, of course, the Mascot Hall of Fame, which I had a lot of fun with. But I've got something that we could maybe do as a Rush audience here, okay? As a Rush family, I got something we could maybe try to do,
okay?
Because the requirements are pretty low, to be honest.
You don't say.
In order to be to qualify for that Mascot Hall of Fame, you must have been around for at least a decade.
Okay,
that's not long. Hell, Thelma's qualifies.
Absolutely.
You have to demonstrate excellence both on and off the field and actively engage with the community. Now, excellence on and off the field and engage with the community are both very subjective and pretty much what mascots do. I mean, if you're and engage in the community, if somebody pays to have Herky at a wedding, does that count?
What? First of all, the only time a mascot engages in the community is when they're getting paid to engage in the community. Mascots, the dirty little secret about being a mascot is that you do have to have, if you're like an active one, you got to have some athletic ability or some entertaining ability. But mascots make well over six figures. I want people to know that. The really good mascots It's a $100,000 plus year job. I bet you have some mascots making $300,000-$400,000.
There are 9 Major League Baseball mascots in the Hall of Fame.
Okay, let me think.
Okay,
Philly Fanatic has to be in there.
That's the A. Thank you. Okay, and because we're gonna build this conversation around Philly Fanatic, just so you know. Okay, Philly Fanatic is number 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't think of another baseball mascot.
Mr. Met, the big baseball head.
Okay.
I think that's a fun one. That's a fun one.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Fred Bird. Oh, Fred Bird, the Red Bird. He's the Cardinals mascot.
I didn't know his name was Fred Bird.
Yeah, and I've been down there a lot. Oriole, the Oriole bird.
Okay.
Slugger, the Royals tiger, which I never really understood, but why is he a tiger?
Is it a tiger or is it a lion?
Okay. Oh, he's a lion. Thank you. He's a lion.
There's a difference between a lion and a tiger.
Okay,
you know
so
that,
what's
right?
so yeah, I know that those are two different animals. What does the lion have to do with King of the Jungle?
The royal.
Okay, look at me. I put it together. After 28 years, I put it together.
You're a smart man. You are smart.
I know, I'm not. I'm trying to tell you all the time. Lucille, the San Francisco Giants mascot. Seal. Get it?
Oh, okay, I get it. Kind of.
Now, yeah, exactly. We've reached the end.
Yes.
And now we get to the Philly Fanatic fray. Southpaw, who is the Chicago White Sox thing. Slider is the Cleveland Indians thing. And Orbit is the Astros thing. They're all variations of the Philly Fanatic. They're all cheap knockoffs of the Philly Fanatic. I've never heard of any of them.
Either
Southpaw, Slider, or Orbit. They're all cheap. It's like they said, hey, Philly's got this really cool thing with the Fanatic. We should do a costume with furry things and a funky nose. Yeah, come up with a fun name for it.
Are there any live mascots in the Mascot Hall of Fame? I mean, is like Bevo in the Mascot Hall of Fame?
This is a good question. Because I am in costumed characters at this point.
But, you know, if I were to say to you just randomly, or anybody who's listening to the show, name me 3 mascots, and you got 10 seconds to do it. I would go San Diego Chicken, which I don't even think was the official mascot, or it's not the official mascot of the Padres. But to me, it's the San Diego Chicken is one of them. I'd say the Philly Fanatic, and then I would say, I don't even know what its name is, but the gorilla from the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, right. That's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, those would be the probably because they're the most entertaining.
So now let's get to where we can actually have an impact here. There are 4 mascots in the Big Ten. Only 4 in the Big Ten. And I think that we could name way more than 4 if we really, like even the Purdue Boilermaker guy. You know what I mean?
I believe Michigan State's Sparty is
Sparty. Sparty is not.
Really?
Sparty is not.
If you tell me Little Red is, I'm going to punch you in the face. Because Little Red is not even Nebraska's official mascot. Herbie is the official mascot. Little Red is a scary little blow-up doll that freaks people out and looks like the Doughboy.
Little Red's in the Hall of Fame.
See, I'm throwing that Hall of Fame out. Tell me the Duck from Oregon is in the Hall of Fame.
The 4 from the Big Ten are the Nittany Lion, Bucky Badger, and
Brutus
Buckeye. How in the hell is Herky not in the GD Hall of Fame, man? It's one of the most iconic mascots. I say that as a Hawkeye fan who's grown up in Iowa, but I thought people knew Herky around the country.
Well, Herky had an identity crisis for a long time. And what I mean by that is Herky now looks like a decent mascot. Remember for the longest time, it was more of a bobblehead when he had that big old plastic. where his center of balance seemed to be in question at all times because his head weighed more than the guy's body.
We know. I could get him on the air. A former Herky.
Really?
A guy that was a Herky in the early 80s.
So he wore the big Herky head.
He would have worn that big Herky head. You know who it is?
Who?
Scott Casper.
Oh, why does that not surprise me? That does not surprise me at all.
Casper, dude, someday, if we could get that guy to just come in here and tell us his stories. You know, he was college roommates
with Tom
Arnold. So anyway, I thought, Mike, when I went into this Mascot rabbit hole this morning, first of all, if you haven't seen the movie Mascots on Netflix, it's a Christopher Guest mockumentary. They are my favorite series of movies, are Christopher Guest mockumentaries. Waiting for Guffman, Best in Show, Mascots is the latest of them, and it's only on Netflix, and it's hilarious. And there's even a character in there that reminds me of Scott Casper. So I love that movie. I found it hilarious anyway. I had no idea that the Mascot Hall of Fame was a thing. And if it exists, by the way, no Big 12 mascots.
Really?
None. There are 5 NFL mascots. Toro, of course, is in there. KC Wolf. Jackson DeVille. I've never seen this Jaguar in my life. It's the
I didn't even know NFL teams had mascots.
The Seahawk bird is number one on that, and Blue, the Colts horse.
So there are live animal mascots.
No. These are costumed human beings.
Oh, I didn't know the Colt. Yeah,
these are human beings wearing a costume.
We're right. We got to take a break. So hold on to that thought.
We're done with that.
517-2303. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Brennan Santone here with Willis Cadillac. It is officially summer. Behind me I have a beautiful CT5 Blackwing with over 600 horsepower and drift metallic. It is available on our show floor. We also have EV Conquest on all of our EV models. We do have some lease loyalty just for owning a 2012 or newer Cadillac as well. And also we have gotten several new CT4s and 5s in. Come check out this summer what we got going on over our Clive location, or check us out at williscadillac.com.
I'm loving these wooden nickels, Brian.
Yeah, I suppose everyone is catching on.
Just spend $20 to get a wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings on your next purchase.
Some of these are worth $5. That could be huge.
I know, right? That's why you have to spend $20.
It's 25.
Collect 10. It's like money back to you.
Spend 20, you get another wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings. It's huge.
Central City Liquor is home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
It's huge.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know. El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
Are you thinking about buying a home this year? Start by getting pre-approved with Gary Presnall at Northwest Bank in Des Moines to see how much you can qualify for and what loan programs meet your needs. Gary can get you pre-approved in 30 minutes or less with a pre-approval letter to you. Gary offers first-time homebuyers programs, VA loans along with FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Summer's here, and that means extra miles on your car. With road trips, summer activities, and more, stop in now and get a vehicle inspection to make sure your Land Rover is in the best shape possible. We'll even throw in $25 off an oil change. Give us a call or head online at LandRoverDesMoines.com to schedule your appointment today.
Bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bakery, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking them. Find us at the downtown Des Moines Farmers Market every Saturday.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. You know, we mentioned Thelma's and the Des Moines Farmers Market. Of course, it's going to be taking place tomorrow morning. It's going to be hot, so you're going to want to get there early, get your shopping done. But you just saw the advertisement for Big Sky Bakery and bread. Oh, buddy. Get yourself some granola tomorrow. I'm out of granola. We went through those 4 packs real quick.
Fly through it. You fly through it, dude. I am lucky. I got the Hy-Vee right here by my house. When you walk in the door, it's literally the first thing that you see. So it is. It's one of those things that top of mind. When you see it, you go, yes. The chocolate lovers is my favorite. Did you have one, Trav, that turned out to be your favorite?
But I think the cherry one was really good, and I had a chocolate peanut butter that was really good. But you know what? Just the plain honey and almond was good. It's all good.
It's all unbelievable good.
Yeah,
unbelievable good. And yes, you can get it at most Hy-Vees. You can stop and their store on Douglas and see them. But tomorrow morning, you want to get the real experience. Stop and see our friends Steve and Amy down at the farmers market.
NBA Finals last night. The Indiana Pacers blow out Oklahoma City 108-91. Tyrese Halliburton, he was a game time decision. They let everybody know about 2-3 hours before the game that he was going to play. Very effective last night. This is the ideal situation for the NBA. It goes 7 games. This has been a really good series. Oklahoma City kind of surprised me last night, Ross, knowing that you're on the cusp of a championship. You're coming off back-to-back wins. You won in Oklahoma City big, but you also came back and won at Indiana the time before. I just thought there would be a little more juice out of Oklahoma City. Now, credit to the Pacers for saying, hey, we're not done yet. But I just thought there'd be a little more juice from Oklahoma City.
Yeah, I think that it was either during halftime or late in the second half. Man, I feel like I heard one of the announcers, or maybe this was just my thought bouncing around in my own head, that I think Oklahoma City was not planning on that Tyrese Halliburton. They thought that he was going to be hobbled. I remember Stephen A. Smith at halftime saying, this is not the game any of us thought we were going to see. And he was talking about him and the experts in the booth, but it certainly applied to all of us too, that, Halliburton looked good, looked healthy. He didn't look hobbled at all. Oklahoma City never got that fire, dude. Even when it was like a 20-point game at halftime, it felt like something like that.
It was a 30-point game after the third quarter. It was
just felt like there was no way. We've seen these huge comebacks, right? We've seen fourth quarter comebacks, 14, 15-point comebacks. That last night, it just felt like Oklahoma City was dead, flat, and okay with Game 7.
Going, okay, we'll go home and win this in front of the home crowd. We'll celebrate in front of the home crowd.
And I do that was part of the broadcast too, where they said this Indiana team, you don't want to give this team life. What are they?
Yeah, end this thing.
So we'll see. You're right, man. This is exactly what the NBA would want. So now we get do we get a Saturday night Game 7 too? Is it tomorrow night?
No, I bet it's Sunday.
Is it Sunday?
I was pretty hammered last night, so let me.
Here, I can get it up for us.
No, I can do it. Yeah, Sunday would make the most sense. Yeah, it is.
Here, Trav, I got you, buddy.
Thanks,
Click the NBA schedule. It is Sunday night, 7 o'clock. ABC. Indiana at Oklahoma City, 7 o'clock.
Yeah. Were you surprised Tyrese played as well as he did? He had 14 points last night.
Yeah. I knew he'd play. Again, man, I keep thinking about Reggie Miller, and I'm sure Reggie Miller has said to him at some point in this playoff run, man, I had one shot. I thought I was going to go back many times. I got one time. And so I knew he was going to play and give it his best, but I really did think you would see the effects of it. I didn't think he would be I didn't think he'd have the impact he did. So good on Tyrese, showing up again, exceeding the expectation, hitting the big shots.
Credit him too. And there is a little adrenaline there, right? You know you're in a do or die situation. Adrenaline can carry you a long ways. So, yeah, good win by the Pacers last night. Again, series tied at 3 games each. Here we are, June 20th. June 20th, the basketball season on June 22nd. That's a long time. And then they start again in September? October? Oh, by the way, did you see, this was floating around Instagram yesterday. Did you see Ben McCollum and Cooper DeJean playing hoops at the Iowa workout facility?
Yeah.
First of all, Cooper DeJean's got some basketball game.
Dude.
Ben McCollum's got some basketball game.
Yes.
I was like, oh my God. There's a guy in his mid-40s just tearing it up.
Man, but think about it, Trav. He's out there every day with those guys. So yeah, that was really cool.
I didn't know whose game I was impressed with more, Cooper's or Ben McCollum's. What happened coaches actually get involved in play like that? And you could get that sense from the times, and we've talked to Ben McCollum 3 or 4 times on this show. You could tell he's a competitive guy.
Dude, the first time we talked to him, I think he walked off the court to talk to us. Remember, he was like courtside, and he was kind of like occupied. I think the first time we talked to him, he literally was like, "Time out. I got to do an interview."
Not too many coaches can do that. You get older, you start, I don't think I'm going to do that. I mean, Darren DeVries can shoot. I don't know if he can, play full 5-on-5 anymore with the guys. Maybe he can. But Ben McCollum was having a blast yesterday. I was like, damn. And then Cooper was just showing his ups, dunking.
Dude. The windmill. He's not dunking. He's doing dunk contest dunks.
In game.
Yeah. If one of us, if it was like, did you see the video of Travis dunking? I would expect it to look like, a lot of effort. Like, yeah, I did it. My fingers touched the rim and the ball went in. That's a dunk.
It's funny. We were cleaning out my mom's house, and we went through all these photos, and there's a photo of me dunking on my neighbor's thing. And believe it or not, I used to have
really?
So back in the day, I could dunk a volleyball. The ball I was dunking with here was one of those mini balls, but I could never get a basket. A volleyball was just small enough I could get over the rim. I could never get a full basketball over the rim. I'd come so
Travis,
close.
Super impressive that's super impressive.
Well, you mentioned the other day, and I'm not bragging here. You've seen my calves. I have decent calves.
No, Courtney recognized your calves, and I had to tell her,
Stop it.
You don't get to look at that anymore.
But yeah, there was a time I had some ups, but I could never get a basketball down. And if you went up with 2 hands, that was almost impossible because you need that extra thing. I could palm a basketball. I just couldn't get it quite over the rim. I was so close. Volleyball I could do, mini basketball I could do, just couldn't do a full-size basketball. But trust me, Ross, if you watch that on video or a picture, there's a lot of effort. There's a lot of effort.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. And for Cooper DeJean, there's no effort. He's like springs.
I think it's cool that he's hanging out in Iowa. I think it's cool that he's back on campus.
My buddy sends a text the other day to the group, and he's like, driving on I-80. This truck comes flying up on my ass. I look in the mirror, and dude's on his phone. I get out of the way, flies past me. It's Cooper DeJean.
Is he positive, or does he say he looks like Cooper DeJean?
No, he's positive it's Cooper DeJean. You know how he knows? The license plate
says Coop. See, that's a no-no, right? Don't identify yourself by the license.
No, don't put your name. Don't put your job.
Don't put like Philly in your number. Don't do any of that.
Yeah.
Just get your standard plate.
Yeah.
Where
JKL 184 or whatever they give you. Then it's that guy looked like Cooper DeJean.
And then it was that guy's Cooper DeJean.
And then maybe later you'd be like, oh, I saw this video. He was actually in Iowa. He was in Iowa City. That was westbound. Nah, it still probably was. What are the chances it was actually Cooper DeJean?
Pretty good chance.
Oh, yep, that's him.
He's got the Shedeur Sanders lead foot coming up hot.
Not quite that fast. Did you see that video, by the way, real quick about the Shedeur Sanders? Did you see the video, the cop video, the what do you call those? The chest cam thing?
The dash cam or the body cam.
Yeah. That's how you handle if you ever get pulled over going 101 miles an hour, that's how you handle it.
So explain it to me because I didn't see it.
Just is apologetic, admits to it, says, man, yeah, just being stupid. Sorry, nobody out here. Pulls over right away. You know what I mean? Did
the cop know who he was?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going 101. We're going to knock that down to 100.
So
you're only 40 over. That way the fine's only $250.
I saw the video, so I was like, oh, man. Because I'm kind of rooting for, I don't know. I root for people. I hope I root for people. So I was hoping that it wasn't something, that was going to feed the narrative of like he's trouble. Not at all. The exact opposite.
That was his second speeding violation like in the last 2 weeks. So Shedeur's got a lead foot. Some people just have it.
You're an adrenaline junkie.
Ross, we had a guy at work that he lived like 50 miles away. He'd have to come in from he drove from Villisca to Omaha every single day. That's a long drive.
Uh-oh.
He got so many speeding tickets. They had to let him go. Not because he was a bad employee. He had a company car and became uninsurable. You're like, and he's like, well, I can drive my own car. Yeah, but then you're still driving for work. We can't keep you employed. You're uninsurable. So there is a little price to pay if you have a lead foot. When's the last time you got a speeding ticket?
On my way over to see you.
You never really?
Yeah, coming over to bring you. I was bringing you gift cards.
Oh, from Full Court Press.
Yeah, no good deed goes unpunished, dude.
I'm like, God, he should have picked these up on Saturday. What am I doing? Driving.
No, I was listening to a podcast, spaced off. But my problem with that one was I was going like 87.
In a 70.
No, 7. I'm sorry, 77.
And they picked. Hold on. They picked you up 77 going because Paul always told us like
8 you're great, 9 you're mine.
Yeah,
I think of it all the time. 8 you're great, 9 you're mine.
Mr. Trooper.
Excuse me, sir.
Paul says 8 were great, 9 you're mine, and I was going 77. So we're good here, right?
I was only speeding by 7 miles an hour. And he leans in and he says, can you say that into the microphone one more time for me, please?
Was it a warning or was it a ticket?
It was a ticket.
Did you ever pay the speed cam ticket that you got on?
No.
You never did?
Nope, didn't. Heard from too many people that said, don't pay that thing. I was like, well, I'm not paying it now. Never
Did you ever get mail saying, hey, you need a ticket?
Never. And when I got pulled over there, he didn't say like, hey, you've got this outstanding ticket.
Interesting. It's very, very interesting.
Did I have so many more rabbit holes for you? I don't think it was speeding. I don't think that there was anything that I can see in this article about speed being involved with this, but Vlade Divac was involved in a motorcycle accident, broke his hip.
How old is Vlade these days?
Vlade is 57 years old. A 7'1" Serbian.
You know what's crazy about that? If you would have said, how old's Vlade Divac? I would have said he was younger than I was. But the fact that he's 57 kind of surprises me a little bit. Shouldn't be on a motorcycle at 57. He needs to be on a trike at that point.
Well, he broke a hip, so let's hope he's around at 67.
How big of a motorcycle do you need when you're 7'1"? I mean, can you get raised motorcycles?
Oh, there's got it. Yeah, absolutely. Don't you remember the Guinness Book of World Records, the motorcycles with the two fattest brothers?
I do remember that.
Yeah, we all do, right? We all have that visual in our head of that. Yeah, they make motorcycles for grand folk.
Well, because if you get a bike, you just raise your seat, right? You raise the seat as high as you can get it because you're tall and your legs are there. But I didn't know how you do that with a motorcycle unless he had a custom.
It doesn't say anything about the motorcycle being a custom motorcycle. It just literally says he was involved in a motorcycle accident in Montenegro, broke his hip. And then, yeah, it's the 7'1" Serbian. And that, just to give you the visual also of Vlade Divac getting in a motorcycle accident. All right. Can we rabbit hole for a second? We got a couple more minutes here, right?
You got about 5.
Okay, let's see. Let's pick a fun one here. Let's pick a fun one. I've used AI for some fun stuff. I've used AI for grocery shopping. I've used it for recipe ideas. I'm trying to think of some of the other fun searches I've done using Grok or ChatGPT.
So I just want to clarify: are you using that for just like searches, or are you having it doing work for you?
It's a little bit of both, Travis. I mean, I'm trying to utilize it more for like productive stuff, but I also enjoy using it for creative things. Finding a place to go to dinner. You know what I mean? Give me the 10 best places to have sirloin in Des Moines, and it'll fire off a list of and you go, oh, I hadn't thought of this place in a while. I've been to Simon's, and you know what I mean? Something like that. Well, this is a report from Yahoo and NBC Sports. Yahoo Sports reporter John Liu has joined NBC Sports Boston's Arbella Early Edition on Tuesday, reported that the Red Sox are using AI to conduct interviews for a baseball operations job. One particular candidate reached out to June Lee and said, reported the following. This is June Lee's quote. What's happening with the Red Sox, with Sam Kennedy, with Craig Breslow, with Alex Cora, is a state of organizational dysfunction. I heard last night about an interview with the Red Sox where they're trying to recruit a new person for their baseball operations department. And during this interview process, the entire interview was conducted by an AI bot where you would record your answers to the questions and then the Red Sox would evaluate them later. And this wasn't just one round of interviews. This wasn't even just 2 rounds of interviews. This candidate reported that he did 5 rounds of interviews for this Red Sox baseball operations position and never spoke to another person.
At that point, you're like, I don't want this job.
June Lee says the source told me that he has also interviewed with the Dodgers and the Padres for similar positions. And in both of those, he successfully spoke with a human being.
See, that's what worries me about AI. You take the personality or the relationship out of it. I get maybe on an initial screening, and people may not know this. If you submit like a resume online, that's being scanned by AI, and what I mean, it's looking for certain keywords. It's looking for stuff that can filter good resumes out and keep the good ones in. But once you get into that, we have a whole recruiting department at MCL Construction. It starts with a phone call, an introductory phone call. We're not sending an AI bot to go, please state your name.
Yeah.
What would you do different in this position? Hit record.
Craig Breslow's quote was, my understanding is there's an initial screening that's used as the first filter, and then there's human interaction and conversations in person. I've had a number of conversations in person and over Zooms with people we've hired. So, see what's happening within the Red Sox organization.
Five different interviews, all done by AI. How long till whole front offices are run by AI? I mean, because we work on an analytics world, right?
Yeah.
All these sports teams are totally analytics. Hey, we don't need to fill that position. We have a computer here that can just do that for us. In 20 years, Ross, we're going to be, I'm going to be 70 some years old and be like, first trade done by AI. 2 computers made a trade and
listen, there's a lot of people that are taking this information about the Red Sox and saying, wait a minute, let's talk about that Devers trade. How the hell did that come about? You guys you shipped off Mookie Betts in the middle of his prime. Now this guy's gone. Now we find out AI is doing all the 5 rounds of interviews. I'm with you, Travis. I think about the 3rd time I would go, listen, it's the Red Sox.
True.
You want a job in Major League Baseball, you're going to jump through the hoops, man. Any of us would do it. Anybody would. That if you wanted that job, you're going to jump through those hoops. I do think about that 3rd time, you'd start to go, what am I getting into here? I had no idea it would be like this. First time I get it. I'm with you. They got to screen things out because you don't want some guy that's like, I play MLB The Show. I'd be great at this.
Yeah.
I'd be great at this job. Yeah. I love baseball. I'd be great at this job.
515-517-2303. That's the number to call if you want to chime in with us. It's a fun Friday, Rabbit Hole Friday, and we're here till 8 o'clock today. We've wrapped up hour number 1. Hang around. We'll be back for hour number 2 on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vents, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
The Royal Mile, where everyone's a wee bit British. The Royal Mile is downtown Des Moines' living room with classic pub favourites. Pair them with a glass of whiskey or an expertly poured Guinness. It's bloody brilliant. The Royal Mile, a proper British pub.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza. The patio is open and ready for you, your friends, and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening this summer at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know. High-quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah. Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
Hey everybody, Mason Miller, sales manager out here at Willis Infinity. We have some great stuff going on this month. Right now you can get $4,000 off a brand new QX80, 2.9% out to 60 months. On top of that, QX60s are doing 1.9 clear out to 60 months, 2.9 at 72, and even an incentivized rate at 4.9 at 84 months. For more information, come see us in our showroom or visit us online at willisinfinity.com.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
The best bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bakery, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking them. Find us at the downtown Des Moines Farmers Market every Saturday.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Happy Friday, everybody. It's going to be a warm one. Thank you so much for listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com or on the Rush Radio app on your Android device. Got some big news coming up on Monday for you Apple phone users. Got some big news for you. Going to make life a little easier for you. That's what we're here to do. We're here to make your life easy. If you're watching on YouTube this morning, give this channel a subscription. Give the video a like. Start leaving your comments in the comment section. Follow us on X at Rush Mornings. Like our Facebook page, The Rush with Travis and Ross. And, of course, follow us on Instagram at The Rush Radio Show. And we also want to tell you we are 2 weeks away. 2 weeks away from the 4th of July. And, nothing says America and like the 4th of July and fireworks. Screw apple pie. Screw hot dogs. Fireworks is where it's at, man. Fireworks.
I have had a 4th of July. I've had several 4th of Julys that were that way. Recently, when they made it legal in Des Moines, that was my favorite 4th of July. Loved it. And I know people, it's, I get it, but I love it. I think it's a lot of fun. If you've not experienced that, if you have not done a fireworks thing, it's super duper easy. Super easy. In fact, you can get cakes that put on a little show, a fun little show, $20-$30. You can get a one fuse box, light that thing up. You don't have to set up anything. You put the thing out in the yard, and at night you go, hey, you kids want to see something cool? With a lighter from your pocket, it's super duper easy and super fun. And yeah, it's you can support Wade and the Iowa Fireworks Farm. He answered some of our questions from yesterday.
Yeah, so here's the cool part. We have an advertiser that actually listens to the show, and a lot of our advertisers do it. We know Corey at Bat the Bugs does. We know Brian Duax down at Central City Liquors does, and Wade listens to the show, and he heard us talking about him yesterday because he's got the largest fireworks display in the state of Iowa. But we did ask some questions. We asked about, do people pull up in trailers? He almost laughed at us, Ross. He almost just literally laughed at us because he's like, oh yeah. He brought in Bruno the company. You know how people in Carroll buy Busch Light by the pallet? Farmers buy fireworks.
By the trailer load, he said.
By the trailer load.
He said, the words, I want to find it here in the shoot. Yeah, he does say farmers buy fireworks by the pallet. Where does he say? Oh, darn, man. It's a great. Oh, it says, your question about the trailers and trucks. We do fill several trailers each summer. More and more as the 4th gets closer, and lots of pickup beds weekly. So not when he says trailers, he means trailers.
Trailer. Then we brought up the single day largest purchase, and he took a shot at me here. Dude. Oh, this one hurt. This one it was a rabbit punch to the kidneys, because he goes, Ross just discovered what that was.
I didn't even because I just saw the number.
Because yesterday we said, it's $10,000 a number. He goes, let's put it this way, it's the price of a rising musician's Facebook marketplace van and all the repairs. And I'm like, oh, that's 14,000 right there. And I think it's even north of that. So you're like, that's dropping some coin. And we also asked about The Godfather yesterday. The Godfather is the grand prize we're going to be giving away right before the 4th of July. We didn't know if it was like a big finale. We got clarification. It's an assortment of fireworks valued at $700. You're going to have, so it's just not one big giant cake that you blow up. You're going to be like a night full of fun.
He said so you asked yesterday, I wonder what the largest order he's filled is. He said, we've helped put together shows with a $300,000 budget. What?
Now, is that like a town? Is that a country club?
I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you that.
That's what I made the assumption. I made the assumption is like, okay, that's like for an organized people paying, or it's that seems more organized. When I hear that 10 to 14 to 15,000, that's just somebody in their backyard going, "Oh, I've got money to blow up."
So that was a fun email. Wade, thank you so much. You folks can get down there, preview a bunch of his stuff. It's about a 35-minute drive straight south on I-35.
But hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Because we can't let this go down without being mentioned. He does have one cake there that everybody needs to purchase.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about the rabbit hole.
The rabbit hole. We go down a lot of rabbit holes on this show. Wade has a cake called the Rabbit Hole. And it's a pretty good sized cake, and it's for $34.99. And when you go to the Iowa Fireworks Farm, here's what we want you to do. He never told us to do this, but just walk up and say, hey, do you have the Ross Peterson Rabbit Hole? Just do that. Humor us.
They won't, because the worker's going to go, the what?
The Ross Peterson
and
rabbit
then
hole.
just go the rabbit hole. Can I get the thing that's called the rabbit hole?
Either that or say, is Wade here? I need to talk to Wade.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Say, Wade, thanks a lot for sponsoring the Rush, and I heard about you there. That's why I'm down here. $34.99. Bursts of red, green, sky blue, and white.
Yeah. America. So if you want, we're going to be giving away a $50 gift certificate either today or sometime this weekend. We're going to draw another winner. Go to therushradio.com, click on the promotions tab, get signed up, and we'll announce that winner on Monday. And another $50 winner next week. And I believe The Godfather next week. So Iowa Fireworks Farm, a bumper crop of boomers at dirt cheap prices.
I hope whoever wins that Godfather goes down there and we get a photo of the trunk loaded up, the headlights in the air.
Looks like it's got low shocks on it. Put the bass on. No, we don't want bass. We want you driving off playing the national anthem or God Bless America.
Yeah, coming to America.
Whatever you do, don't put on Lee Greenwood. No Lee Greenwood.
Have you seen the Bruce Springsteen movie that's coming out?
Is it a biopic like they just did for Dylan?
Yeah, kind of like that. Looks like it. I mean, that's when a person plays the person, right? It's a movie about them.
Yeah. Come here, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I'm not a Springsteen fan.
Yeah, here's the deal. Neither am I. But the previews for this thing look amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
And that can happen. I mean, I'll probably like the movie, and
you know why?
Clarify.
You know why?
Clarify.
Okay. Go ahead.
It's not that I don't like Bruce Springsteen. It has nothing to do with politics. I just never got into his music. It never moved me spiritually like it has with some people, right? And so I'm like,
this is the reason. Another one that's not the song you think it is, right?
Yeah,
when I was a kid, that was like, yeah, that's America. Then you're about 15 and somebody's like, dude, it's an anti-war song. It's about his brother dying in Vietnam. Oh. The movie, this is why it will change it. We'll get to know the person. And that's one of those things that happens. Once you know the person behind it, then you're like, oh yeah, I can relate to that. Oh, he's a human too. Anyway.
When is that coming out?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Indiana
I know
Fever.
it's coming out.
Well, God, they played so late last night, and I was pretty drunk by the time the Fever started playing last night. If you missed that story, just go back and listen to the first part of the show. But they didn't start till like 9 o'clock last night, Ross. But the Fever got beat by Golden State and 88-77. They had a horrible fourth quarter, just a horrible fourth quarter, getting outscored 33-18. But here's a concerning thing to me, and I want to be empathetic. I want to be. I want to say, you know what, your personal life comes first. But Stephanie White took another leave of absence for personal reasons, and I know you can say and listen, take care of your personal stuff, right? I mean, if something's going on, I get it. But this is the second time she's missed a game for personal reasons, and the Fever will tell you. And they may be right that, nothing's changed with the chain of command is built for this. There's no drop off between the assistant head coach and the head coach, but there is. That's got to add a little, I don't want to say dysfunction, but worry. But I mean, because you want your head coach there.
Yeah, it's got to be a little bit of a distraction. It's a little bit of a change. You're not in your normal routine. You're worried about your friend. David writes they look burned out. They've played a lot.
They have.
So,
and then you go clear to the West Coast.
Yeah, a lot of travel. A good way to look at it. It's one game. So that's my take on the whole is there's a lot of complex things happening there, and it's one game. So that's okay. If it starts to be a pattern and you start to slip, then there's a conversation. The personal stuff with the coach, though, I don't even. My take on that is prayers for her and her family, and whatever that is that she's going through. Obviously, that's not stress. It's not like, oh, I need a couple days off.
Yeah,
there's something.
And she's married to Lisa Salters from ESPN. Because we're human. We're human beings, right? And I know people want to live a private life, but when you're a public person like that, and you take, a week ago you take a personal day, then everybody comes back, then you go on this way. Well, I got to do it again. And unless it's earth-shattering, super bad stuff, are you better off cutting rumors, cutting innuendo, cutting social media off? Maybe even this discussion, by just coming out and say, hey, I'm going through personal stuff. Here's what it is. And I got to take care of it. No?
It depends. It depends.
If I was an obituary writer, Ross, I would start every obituary. This is how the person died.
So, Travis, I think it's what individuals are comfortable with. You and I, what would you and I do? We'd come on here and be like, oh my God, you guys aren't gonna believe this shit I'm going through. Yeah, I ain't even gonna believe it. This sucks. We've both done it. We've both done that exact thing. A lot of people aren't comfortable with that. Most people are normal and aren't idiots. And they would say, hey, this is private and I want to handle this thing on my own. And I'm a basketball coach. My public position is basketball coach, not this other stuff. You don't get to know that. I'm okay with that. I really am. I don't mind people being a little bit more guarded.
But you understand what I'm saying, because people, when you're the coach of probably the most, I'm not going to say the most popular WNBA team, but the most talked about WNBA team with the most popular player in the WNBA. And you are specifically brought in because you're the coach that's going to help this team win a championship. You become this uber public figure. And then you're like, okay, you missed a game. Okay, it happens. Oh, you missed another road trip. We thought this was taken care of. And then human nature goes, what's wrong? We're going to dig. We're going to find out what's wrong. We may never find out what's wrong. And you're right. It's probably none of our business. But that's why I'm just like, just come out and tell people. Don't let people make stuff up.
Dude, you're right about all of that stuff, Travis. That humans, our brains aren't meant to have those empty spaces and question marks because we fill it in with weird shit. It's how we get conspiracy theories. It's how we get, grassy knoll shooters and things like that. And But
that's how we didn't land on the moon.
When we don't have answers, we fill it in with weird stuff. So you're right. It's better for the most part to do that. But again, it's a personal, what are you comfortable with? And if you don't want people to know that stuff, and who knows it could be a bevy of things, man.
Could be your marriage, could be your family, could be your
health,
kids, could be a lot of things.
Right. Who knows? It's not basketball related apparently, and if it turns out to be basketball related, then that will seem like a little bit more of a deception.
Yeah,
but everybody's carrying something, dude. We've talked about that.
What do you got flying around you?
Did you see that?
Yes, you had like a floater come in. I thought I was hallucinating from my hangover from the white wine that I drank last night, and all of a sudden you're swatting at the air.
I got it.
What is it?
A little gnat. Oh no.
What?
I almost left the studio.
Really?
I hit a button and the leave studio button came up.
No, Ross disappears. Don't leave the studio. We got 45 minutes to go.
Man. Pete says White and her partner are dealing with a major medical issue with a child. So that's the type of stuff.
That sucks.
Yeah, man. Heavyweight.
Caitlin Clark wasn't herself last night. She had 11 points. She was 0 for 3, I think, from behind the three. So this is, Ross, a couple weeks ago, she failed to make a three-pointer for the first time in so many games. And this is just part of being a professional. But, if Indiana's going to win games, they need Caitlin Clark to hit three-pointers. Much like Golden State, if Steph Curry's not hitting threes, Golden State's probably not going to win many games. She didn't hit a three-pointer last night. The Valkyries bench, which Kate Martin is a part of. Don't even ask me are they still flying around?
Yeah, I got another little floater here.
Okay, I got an idea for you. So Ross now has a bug infestation into his house. It's time to call Corey from Bats and Bugs.
Right.
Corey from Bats and Bugs can take care of the gnats and the bug infestation that's taking place within your studio. Kind of freaking me out a little bit.
Freaking me out. I don't have any fruit in the garbage. There's no food. It's coffee and cardboard in the garbage. Would coffee grounds?
No, I don't think so.
They detract things.
Is it a gnat or a moth?
It's a little gnat. It's a little tiny gnat.
Dang. Bastards. Sorry. You've derailed me. You'd like to distract
Me too. Now the storm's here, rolling into town.
Oh, you got some rain, huh?
Oh, I told you there was it's a really small, severe burst that's coming through right now. Did you see me wave goodbye to Eli about 6:30?
I did not.
So Eli took off. He had baseball practice this morning. They have a game today. Starts at 9:30. So they have batting practice. I think that starts at 7. So he left the house at 6:30. Well, then about 6:50 was when the storm came hitting, and his coach sends a message on the app, and it says, "Hey, everybody, stay in your vehicles until this is all over." Well, Eli walks. So when we got to the top of the hour, I called Eli. I said, "You all right?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm laying in the dugout. I'm dry. I'm good." So my kid's riding the storm out in the dugout at Roosevelt.
Just got an email from our good buddy Kent, who we had on. Remember, he had the Ross Peterson story?
Yeah.
The wife of Thelma's creator is an attorney.
Oh,
yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah. So he offered to reach out and say, "Hey, if you want to tell the story, you can do that."
Oh, that'd be fun.
You could come on.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Back where were we? We were at the Indiana Fever.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Did you see the Padres and Dodgers got into it last night?
No, I didn't. I saw that on your rundown, but I didn't even see a highlight of this.
Well, you haven't seen the highlights?
No, I haven't. Oh, let's see. Okay.
Tatis got plunked last night. He got hit really hard. Got hit, and I mean, he may be out for a little bit. Then they turn around and hit Ohtani.
Oh,
yeah.
All right, let's go watch this.
And then what happens in baseball now is the bench is clear, the chests puff out, and nothing happens. The most contact was between the two managers. Dave Roberts pushed or shoved the San Diego manager.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Both those guys were ejected, probably for good reason. But Ohtani's going to be one of those guys, and he was the peacemaker, right? Because this happened, I believe, after Tatis got plunked. They were ready to come out after Ohtani got hit, and Ohtani he put his hand up, held his teammates back, said, go back to the dugout, and he went to first base. Very diplomatic, by the way, and probably saving even more ejections.
Yeah.
But, we were talking about Wayne Gretzky the other day. I mean, and even Caitlin Clark, the way she gets mugged. There are baseball unwritten rules, but is Ohtani one?
Is he above? What is that? Above reproach? Is he above the fray?
I don't.
Oh, I'm watching it now. Tatis just got plunked,
and he got hit really hard.
Yeah, and the Padres manager pissed off about it, rightfully so. You guys have every damn advantage in the world. We're doing everything we can just to hang with you guys, not on a day-to-day basis, but on a really big scale too. And one of our prized pieces here, and you guys go at him. All right.
Do you think that was on purpose, though? There are some that are on purpose, and some you're like, okay, did he do it on purpose or not?
I don't know, Trav.
I think the Ohtani one was on purpose.
Of course.
Yes,
of course.
That's retaliation.
Yeah, exactly right. I don't know. I wouldn't want to speak either way about the Tatis one without knowing more about it or talking to a Dodgers fan or Padres fan that has spent more time thinking about it.
Well, and both these guys have been hit multiple times in this series. So I think we need to clarify this whole conversation is the Padres and Dodgers don't like each other very much. Let's just start there. I mean, they when you don't like each other very much, that adds a little fuel to the fire. These guys get hit in earlier games. You're getting sick and tired of getting hit. You're like, getting hit once, okay, it happens. It's baseball. You start getting plunked on a regular basis, okay.
And the Padres were winning when this happens. I think were they
3-0, I believe.
3-0 when Tatis gets plunked.
You've seen a lot of high school ball and younger age ball. I'm just asking this because I don't know. Does this take place at like the high school level? If somebody gets hit, is there retaliation at the high school level?
Oh, dude. I'm sure there has been. That's not something that that's not something I've ever been aware of. You know what I mean? I'm
high
sure
school kids have that much control to go, okay, this is I'm gonna
yeah, right. If you do, then can we throw strikes?
Yeah. If you really can aim for his hip, just get it over and throw strikes. I don't need you to hit his hip.
So I don't know. Again, Trav, has that happened? Absolutely. In college ball, I know that I've always been told. Again, I didn't play college baseball, but my brother-in-law did, and all of his buddies did. And man, the stories that they would come back with these wide eyes was like, oh, college baseball is a different beast.
So is that when I mean, you're always kind of made aware of those unwritten rules, but when do they like bring you into the fold when you're that good of a player? Say, okay, you're now part of the club to where you are, to where,
or is it just like you as a sponge, you soak it up, you see it. You're at the cool kid table all the time anyway, and so you're kind of watching and paying attention, and that's part of being a good baseball player is being observant. And being able to react to all that stuff and adapt to all that stuff. So I think, yeah, sure.
Then you go out there on the mound and then you earn the respect. It's like, all right, you're one of us. Damn.
There's a new, speaking of your recent gluttonous actions.
Yes.
There is a new TikTok baseball challenge. Oh, and now they just canceled Eli's game.
Really? Yeah. I mean, it's a small storm, isn't it?
I love how you keep looking out your window in Omaha going, what?
I'm like, it's
not even rain, it's sunshine.
It's 82 degrees right now, and it's sunshine. What are you talking about? How can 100 miles make that big of a difference?
It is a small little cell, but it is really coming down right now. It's pouring. So there's a new challenge that they think is going to save baseball. It's the TikTok.
I didn't know baseball needed saving, but okay.
Everything needs saving, Travis. Everything needs saving. Dude, this seems impossible and uncomfortable. 9 hot dogs, 9 beers in 9 innings. This is the 999 challenge. Can this gut-busting viral stunt save baseball?
Oh, 9 beers, 9 dogs, and so is that all it is? 9. Okay. Sorry.
Is that all it is? Is that what you just said?
Well, I thought there was one more food group or drink, so I'm like 9 hot dogs, 9 beers, 9 innings. Okay. Sorry.
That's it. Yeah. Never mind.
No, I'm just
9 hot dogs. I couldn't do either one of those things individually. 9 beers?
I could do the 9 hot dogs, no problem. I could not do the 9 beers.
There's no way. 9 hot dogs. You couldn't eat 9 hot dogs.
You want to bet? Want to bet? 1 an inning? That's easy.
No way, man.
Piece of cake. I'm going to start the top of each inning with a hot dog. I could do that. What I couldn't do is drink the beer in a full, because is it going to be a 12 ounce or going to be a 16 ounce? I don't even know if you can get a 12 ounce beer at a ballpark. You bring me a hot dog with a packet of yellow mustard, and I can down one, no problem. Because an inning takes what? 15 minutes?
20 minutes is usually, yeah. Yep. And now probably down closer to 15 now, yeah.
Yeah. 15 minutes?
ESPN reports that the 999 challenge has been around since 2004, long before the introduction of the pitch clock and YouTube and TikTok. Bleacher Report had one of their reporters try the challenge. Didn't go so well. Most people that try it look miserable. And I didn't even think about this. Michelson just wrote this in. How much money is that?
Well, it depends on what night. The beer is going to cost you more than hot dogs. So you want to try to do this on Dollar Dog Night. What I think would be cool, Ross, is if you went to a stadium and you purchased the 999. You just purchase it
a
in
package.
Advance.
Yeah.
And then you get like a special section, or you get a special guy that just at the start of every inning brings you a hot dog, brings you a beer. And it doesn't end well because of said beer. Hot dog's a piece of cake.
Dude. $8 a dog. There's $72. $15 a beer. That's $135. You got to get it. This is going to save baseball. No, it's going to save the concession stand.
Yeah, it's gonna put money in the pockets. That's what it's going to do. You don't think you could do 9 hot dogs in 9 innings?
Hell no. I don't think I could do 9 hot dogs in 9 days.
Oh, you're a lightweight.
Oh.
What I hear is you just don't like hot dogs.
Yeah, right. That's the biggest part of this. I say hot dog and part of me goes
515-517-2303. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
Hi, I'm John Linares, sales manager here at Willis Lexus, and it is summertime and it's time to roll down the windows and enjoy that nice weather. For the first time in a long time, we have TX available in stock, and we are taking $1,500 off in stock models. And speaking of cash off, we've got $2,000 of lease cash on all ES models, and if you're looking to finance, we have rates as low as 3.79 on popular models like RX, NX, IS, and ES. I invite you to stop in and take a new one for a drive, or visit us online at willislexus.com.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know, high quality stuff. Can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig, plantation rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah. Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Ross, Adrien Peterson's an interesting cat. Just an interesting cat.
Yeah.
We're talking about the former Oklahoma Sooner running back, former Minnesota Viking running back. Remember, he got in trouble for whipping his kids.
Yeah, he got in trouble for saying it. He uses a switch, right? Or I don't remember what it was. I don't want to downplay it or overplay it. You're right. Yeah. Got in trouble for saying something that implied
he's
that
been
he
in
was
financial problems. Apparently, he got into poker lately. He's been playing a lot of poker. Did you see this story?
I saw this. Yeah, I watched the video.
Yeah, and so Adrien Peterson is at a poker table, and before you know it, he gets into a fight. Can you imagine? And it wasn't a small room. I mean, there was a lot of people in this room playing poker. You probably won't
room.
It's a poker room. Yeah.
I'm not a poker player, but man, my buddies all are. And when we go to Vegas, or when even we go to Prairie Meadows, usually one of my friends is going to break off and get into a poker tournament, or, throughout the day, my buddies are doing that. So you never, as a friend, you'd never go into the rooms, but the rooms are open. So Travis, that scene of where they're fighting, I'm very familiar with that scene. That's a very common, that could be in any casino in America. Legit.
Does it look like a casino, or does it look like a Legion Hall?
No, it looks like a poker room in a casino to me. And again, I'm not a poker player, but so I would love to hear from guys that are poker players, because my thought is, how common is this? It does get intense, and you are talking about real money. And so I wonder how often there's threats of violence or actual violence like this, because when so the two dudes square up, as the video starts, the one that I saw at least, the two guys are already standing up from the table. They already have their fists up and they're ready to throw, and they're kind of bouncing and getting ready to box. And to what, again, appears to me to be the dealer, steps in between them and says, "Done. We're not doing this." Well, they move around him, and then they start to throw blows on each other. It's not neither one of them is. I'll be honest. One of my thoughts was, I thought Adrien Peterson would be a better fighter than that.
Thank you. I'm glad that went through my head. I'm like, dude, you're a former NFL running back.
Freak athlete.
One of the greatest running backs I've ever seen in person. I covered him when he was at Oklahoma. I mean, I got to see him play in person several times. You're like, this he runs different. When he gets in a breakaway, he gets like that racehorse strut with the neck.
Oh,
like,
dude, he's and man, did Sage play with Adrien Peterson? Who
Probably.
was it that told us? Some former athlete, I remember telling us that's the best athlete I've ever been around. That's the best athlete I've ever seen. He is a freak. But yeah, obviously the emotions got the best of them. They both jump up, start to swing on each other.
Okay, help me out here because it's a card game, right?
Yeah.
We're talking a card game. Why does it get heated and emotional like that when it's a game of cards? Now, you may try to bluff.
Real money.
Okay, but if you can't handle it, then don't play. Am I being too simplistic there?
I think
I'm just
you
trying
are.
to
Again, and maybe I'm being too barbaric in that this doesn't seem too out of. I'm anticipating we're going to get people if guys would say, "Yeah, I've seen this, saw this, I've seen this at Prairie Meadows."
But what are you fighting about? Are you fighting because you lost? The guy had a better hand? Are you mad at the dealer? Who are you mad at? I mean,
I think you're, probably mad at the guy. I mean, obviously that's who you're mad at. Dude, there's a lot of conversation at the table. Who knows what was said back and forth? Maybe the dude called him out for playing for Oklahoma. I don't know. Who knows? It might have been card game related. Might have bluffed him. Might have bragged about bluffing. Might have accused him of lying. Yeah, who knows? 1,000 different things could have happened there.
JT Dutt may be helping us out here because, again, you're not a poker player. I'm not a poker player. If I sat down at a poker table, you guys would eat my lunch and you take every red cent that I have. But he said someone makes a bad call and you lose. So it's like I call. I
don't know what I'm so stupid. I don't know what a bad call is. I don't know what that means. If you got pocket rockets, see, this is that now you might as well be talking to me about an engine. If you got pocket rockets and someone calls with like a 9-4 offset, pocket rockets, is that aces?
Must be.
Okay.
No idea.
So you're dealt 2 aces. You bet the guy that calls you, he's bluffing, but he ends up winning. And that's the type of stuff am I getting that right? I'm guessing, dude.
This is why I don't play poker.
This is why I don't bet.
I don't play like any card games. I don't play board games because I have that anger. And if I can't figure it out,
the anger,
I would probably be Adrien Peterson.
This is why I don't do things, because I have what doctors call the anger.
It's been diagnosed. Yes. I tend to fly off the handle every now and then. It happens. I apologize for it.
Listen, do you have anything else you want to talk about? Because I got important stuff I got to get to. Do you have anything else that we need to talk about?
You didn't tell me you had important stuff.
I don't have any important stuff. I got stupid stuff is what I'm saying. Somebody posted this in the chat, and you did have this on the rundown. But again, another thing I didn't see. One of the Pirates pitchers swung on a dude in the bullpen.
Well, it was to me, it was made out. So we're talking about Dennis Santana from the Pittsburgh Pirates. He actually pitched, I think, an inning last night or one batter last night, but he's in the bullpen getting ready. And he calls over the police or the security guards because you have a fan in a Pirates jersey and a Tigers hat. And again, this is going back to almost the Stephanie White conversation. He said the fan went over the line a couple times. And so you see him, he can't get to him because the wall is higher than, they're not at eye level. Right,
he's down in the bullpen.
Yeah, he's down in the bullpen.
Okay.
So he takes a couple swipes, but he doesn't.
I'm saying he jumps and swings at the guy who's 15 feet in the air.
But then they ask him, what'd the guy say? Oh, I'd rather not go there. No, see, now that's our curiosity. If you say he went too far, let us be the judge to say if he went too far or not. I want to know if he went too far. I have my scale of what's too far. Am I reaching there? I mean, if you're going to take a swing at a fan and then say he went too far a couple times, well, what did he say? Well, I'm not going to say. So was it that bad?
Yeah, that looks like a competitor just adrenaline getting the best of him. Letting somebody get under their skin. Man, that is and I'm not, this is how petty I am. That's like a feather in that guy's cap. That fan to go, holy cow. My trash talk was so great one time that a dude tried to jump in the air and take a swing at me. That's my trash talk's amazing. Yeah.
My thought, as I was reading the story, because he gave all the answers through an interpreter, right? Well, I always joked about this when I'd interview minor league baseball players. If they didn't want to do the interview, no English, right? Okay, no English, I got it. Then they'd go off and they'd sit there and talk English with their buddies because they just didn't want to do the interview. Well, he does the interview to explain through the interpreter. Well, how'd you know what the guy was saying?
Maybe the guy was speaking Spanish to him.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, hell, I'm bilingual.
Are you?
I can say hola. I can count to, I think, like 24. There's a few others. I got a few other tricks up my sleeve. Baño, huh? Cerveza.
Baño's the bathroom, correct?
Yes. Cerveza's beer. Cafe con leche. That's coffee with milk. I mean, I've basically just gotten you through to lunch right there.
Tapas?
That's food.
Food. I'll have some food. I like it.
All right. The Olympics are coming to town. I'm not sure if I'm breaking that news. Breaking news. Olympics are coming to town.
Not to Des Moines. They're coming to Los Angeles.
Yeah, to America.
America. So we're just
us.
one big town now?
Yeah, coming to town.
Okay.
Well, some of the Olympics are coming to some of the towns. Turns out that the U.S. denied visas for all 12 members of the Senegalese women's basketball team.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Where's Senegalese?
Senegal.
Oh, Senegal. Okay.
Yeah, Senegalese.
Senegalese?
An entire women's basketball team got denied visas. They were supposed to travel here for the Afrobasket tournament that begins in August, and that is the African qualifier for the Olympics. So the Senegal women's basketball team having to clear some visa hurdles for all 12 members. So the Olympics are off to a flying start, dude. We're off and running already.
The Olympics aren't till they got till 2028. Look at it that way.
Is that when they come to town?
Yeah, that's the next games. 2028.
It'll be a disaster.
It won't be like Brazil. I mean, I know what you're talking about, but we won't have infrastructure that was built purposely just for the Olympics that goes unused. I mean, I think we do a good job of hosting events at venues that they're used regularly.
You're right. And the venues, infrastructure, it's still a huge waste. It's a huge and a ginormous waste. For the first time ever, something happened in soccer, in like professional soccer, Travis. They created a new rule and it got implemented for the first time ever in kind of a low league offshoot game. This was a Korean, the Korean side was Ulsan HD, and a South African team by the name of Mamelodi Sundowns faced off in a Group F clash in what's called the Club World Cup. and everything's going normal. It's in the 83rd minute. There's a shot on goal. The team that's winning, their goalie knocks the ball down, and in traditional soccer fashion, starts to take his time. Right, winning team now has control of the ball. The goalie's going to take a minute. He's going to set the ball down. He's going to fix it all up. He's going to back up, and then he's going to finally put the ball back in play. Well, they put a new rule in play for international soccer that the goalie can only hold the ball for 7 seconds.
So he's on the clock right away.
Yeah. So now they have a pitch clock essentially for goalies.
I kind of like this though, right?
I do too. And this was the very first time it was ever called. The whistle blew, and even by accounts from the Daily Mail article I'm reading, people in the field are like, what's going on? Like, yeah, it's a 7-second rule.
So, but what happens on it? Do you get like a free kick? Do you get a penalty kick? What do you get?
Yes, that's exactly what happened. Basically, possession goes to the other team. The referee, okay, let me get there.
Corner kick?
Yes, it goes to corner kick.
Look at me pulling out soccer terminology. You should be impressed with that, Ross. I use free kick. I use penalty kick. I use corner kick all in one conversation.
Look at this guy. You're freaking Pele.
I mean, I am an aficionado when it comes to the sport of soccer. That's all I need to know. I know what offsides is.
Eli just came up the stairs and said, "You soaked?" He goes, "I'll tell you the story when you get off the air." No, we're on the air. Do you want to tell us the story? Yeah, sure. Here.
What?
So,
yeah, can you hear him?
Barely. Have him talking to the microphone.
So talking to the mic. I get to Roosevelt. I get there pretty early, 20 minutes early, just because I like to get there, get ready.
Because your dad makes you walk.
There, and I'm sitting in the dugout, and Coach Rex sends out a text, "Hey guys, this weather's unexpected. Just stay in your cars if you can." So I'm the only one in the dugout right now, and I'm like, well, I'm not in a car. So I texted Rex. I was like, "Hey, can I just hang out in the dugout? I'm doing just fine." He was like, "Yeah, you chill out there." So the rain is getting worse and worse and worse. It is inching closer to me sitting on the bench as I'm sitting there. And then it starts to hail. That's when the problem starts. It starts to hail. So I'm sitting on the bench getting hit with hail. It's
bouncing.
It's not big. It's bouncing off and hitting me. But I'm like, wow, it's like little pinches. And then Donnie called me and he was like, "Hey, I'm in the hitting facility. Sprint up to the hitting facility." It's like, all right. So I tried putting my tennis shoes on. Didn't have time. Oh, I like Charlie Echo. I like that idea. So I'm like, well, I got to get my shoes on, sprint out of here. Hail stops. No shoes on. I'm like, all right, I just got to go. Now's my time. So I sprint to the hitting facility, ruin my Birkenstocks and beautiful Roosevelt socks, but it's okay.
I'll throw them in the dryer.
So, got to risk it for the biscuit, and I was safe.
Risk it for the biscuit. I'm trying to figure out why he didn't have time to put shoes on.
Well, the other thing is I just power washed the pants last night.
Hey, I just picked him up. I bet when I was talking to you, like, hey, I got to go power wash the pants.
Yeah. I take him to the car wash, pin him to the wall on the floor mat thing, and then just power wash them, and then come home and just throw them in the dryer. How did he get the pants were dirty? He had anyway.
There's so many questions and so many holes in his story right there,
dude. Welcome to my life.
I mean, okay, you're in the dugout. Is the dugout got a roof on it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I would have stayed in the dugout. I wouldn't have gone running through the mud.
But Donald told him to come to the hitting facility.
Yeah, that's when you text Donald and say, "I'm going to wait till it stops raining. I got a roof here. I'm getting hit by a little rain. Who cares?" Dang. And then he doesn't put shoes on?
Welcome to my world. It's 100 degrees out, hoodie on. It's 4 degrees out, t-shirt.
And shorts. Let's not forget the shorts. And sliders.
With socks. Like the only person I ever knew that wore Birkenstocks with socks was Jan Michelson. And he was so proud of how like nerdy it was. He knew.
He embraced it.
He loved it. He loved it. Same reason he had a Hillary Clinton sticker on his bumper. He just wanted to veer on people. He wanted to give them one expectation and then totally be a different person. And that was part of it. It was he'd wear these black socks with Birkenstocks. And now my kid wears that all the time.
You need to get him a haircut too, by the way. Tell him it's time to get a haircut.
I didn't even notice that, honestly. Do I?
Yeah, you need
to. All right.
Get him a haircut.
All right. I'll work on that.
Unless he wants to grow it out and it looks like the Shaggy Dog right now.
But go see Tommy Carter. All right. So I got some other funny ones for you. Okay. You ready for this?
Yep.
This is it's going down as Fartgate. You might remember a famous fart. James Wade is a dart thrower. He's a very good dart thrower. And a couple years ago, he's in a match with a guy named Peter Wright. And all of a sudden, there's like commotion on the stage. And this Peter Wright is like, it turned out James Wade had ripped a fart up on the stage with him. It was like nasty.
Like just a silent but violent, or was it a loud one?
I think it was silent. I don't think the cameras got
so
it.
A stinky fart.
Travis, it happened again. James Wade caught in New Dart's Fartgate as he tells Peter Wright to, quote, give it a sec. This is from the Daily Star. James Wade let rip with a fart during his match with Peter Wright, leaving both his opponent and the referee, Owen Binks, in shock. During the Players' Championship match on Tuesday evening, Wright had to step off stage when Wade kicked up a stink and interrupted the game. And it clearly worked in his favor as Wade ended up victorious over Wright in a narrow 6-5 win. As a result, Wade has embroiled himself in another Fartgate, echoing a similar incident from last year when he let rip while packing his darts away at the end of a match. The odor from Wade's latest bum burp was so potent that Snakebite made to step. That must be the nickname of the other competitor. Made to step away as he laughed uncontrollably. As Wade went to collect his darts from the board, he quipped, "It slipped out. Give it a second." However, the laughter soon died down after the referee, Binks, had to remind the players that the match was being live streamed, commenting, "Oh boy, okay then. This is a streamed match, guys." Wright tried to.
Why did his opponent fart or laugh uncontrollably? Because farts are funny.
Farts are funny. Wright tried to take it in stride, was visibly affected as the 55-year-old believed the smell needed more time to settle and stayed away even longer. Seeing Wade trying to coax him back, quipping, Go ahead. Do you want 9 more arrows?" This isn't the first time Wade has been caught dropping a pungent bomb following a similar instance during a Players' Championship loss to Callan Rock. Oh, I thought it was the same guy. It's a different dude.
So this guy just likes to fart when he's throwing darts.
I'm a farter.
Yes, you are. You ripped one good one this morning.
I rip a good one every morning. Every morning I get a good one in.
And he doesn't. And he doesn't go in the other room. He sits down at the microphones. He wants me to hear them. Folks.
I don't fart into the microphone.
No, but you do it sitting in that chair that's loud enough so I can hear. And you want me to go, "Good one, Ross."
Yeah, that's what I'm looking. That's exactly what I'm looking for.
You want validation.
You scratch me where I itch, Trav.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I'm looking for. It's all I want in life is that I can fart and somebody goes, "That's funny. That was a good one." And I can go, "Yeah, it felt good."
Damn.
He tried to clarify that was not a fart. That was actually the Velcro on my trainers. Now I consider this matter put to bed, and I do not wish to talk about it ever again. What a great response. Can we talk about the fart? That was the Velcro on my shoes, and I will not be addressing this matter any further. Do you have questions about darts? I'm on the record on that question. I've addressed that. You can see my previous answer. No comment.
What did you eat before said match? Did you have asparagus?
I will once again remind you that my trainers are Velcro, and quite frankly, an inferior quality of Velcro, and that's what you were witnessing and experiencing. I've addressed this matter. We'll now move on. Does anybody have any darts-related questions? 6-5 was my win. 6-5, I just won. Headed to the next round. Anybody? No questions.
No? Good. Have a nice day, everybody.
As he gets up.
There's a kiss.
Velcro. That was the Velcro for my shoe.
There's a kiss for it. And then he said, any other questions? No. Give it a second. See you guys later.
Now we fight.
Now we fight. You got big plans this weekend? Anything going on?
Baseball. That's about it.
I got a wedding tonight. I got to wear my new seersucker suit that I'm excited about. And put the finishing touches on my mom's house. I got to go out and do a couple things today, and then it's all over, man. All over. They signed their papers Monday morning, and they're good to go. So one chapter closed, but I got to sell a car yet. Got to sell a 2020 Subaru Forester with 30,000 miles on it.
Grandma car?
Grandma car.
Oh, dude.
Grandma car.
That's a money find.
I thought I had this thing sold to one of Owen's classmates. His dad wanted him to buy it, but then he's like, it's a Subaru Forester. And he backed out of it. And you could tell his dad was mad. He was like, you don't get opportunities to get a grandma car like this. They're diamonds in the rough. Literally.
Yeah.
It looks like it just came off and it's never been outside during weather. Think about this. It's parked in the garage all the time.
Trev, I have a grandma house right now. I have a house listed that has had the same owner for 60 years.
That was my mom's house.
Yeah.
And that's why it went in 13 hours.
That's why I'm amazed this one is sitting has been on the market for a month. And I'm like, Eli does not need a Subaru, Todd. Eli has a Ford Ranger.
Yeah. And I haven't put it in because I haven't put it on Facebook Marketplace because I have a bad taste about Facebook Marketplace. Thanks, Owen's van, which is going on a 300-mile trek today to North Platte, Nebraska, as he plays Nebraska Land Days. But, yeah, Subaru Forester, 2020, 30,000 miles. If you're interested, Travis at therushradio.com. I'm sorry I was hungover today. I'm sorry I was a glutton of leftover food. But those Thelma's ice cream cookies were really, really good.
Thanks for letting me entertain and do the rabbit holes.
We're gonna have an IndyCar driver next week, by the way.
Oh, really? Do you know which one?
Hold on, real quick. Yeah, it is. Real quickly, where is it at? I'm getting to it. Scott McLaughlin.
Very cool. All right.
The IndyCar guy is going to be in town for testing, so we're going to have him on Tuesday. Okay. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. Have a great weekend, everybody.
I'm loving these wooden nickels, Brian.
Yeah, I suppose everyone is catching on.
Just spend $20 to get a wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings on your next purchase.
Some of these are worth $5. That could be huge.
I know, right? That's why you have to spend $20.
It's 25.
Collect 10. It's like money back to you.
Spend 20, you get another wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings. It's huge.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
It's huge.
Hey everybody, Mason Miller, sales manager out here at Mini of Des Moines. We got some great things going on this month. This month, you can lease an all-new Countryman S for as low as $369 a month for 39 months. You can lease an all-new Cooper S hardtop for $319 a month. And right now, we have rates as low as $2.99 out to 48. For more information, come see your favorite Mini motoring advisor or visit us online at miniofdesmoines.com.
Missing a quality, home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the champagne of bars.
Looking for the perfect golf escape? Experience links-style golf right here in Ames at Coldwater Golf Links. With rolling fairways, large greens, and unique routing, it's golf the way it's meant to be played. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, you'll love our course's welcoming atmosphere and friendly staff. Grab your clubs, book a tee time, and make every round unforgettable. Coldwater Golf Links, where great golf leads to great memories. Visit coldwatergolf.com to book your round today.
Hi, I'm Sean McFarland, Service Manager at Mini of Des Moines. School is out and summer is here. Before you hit the road for your motoring adventures, visit us for your oil changes, get your AC checked out, or make sure your tires are roadworthy. Give us a call to schedule or visit us online at miniofdesmoines.com.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.